I have to say, I've been talking a lot about the importance of trading in the fourth turning, which is what you're in. I'm not sure you're aware of this. You're in essentially the end of your world. I don't mean to make it sound apocalyptic, but that's basically what it is. And in order to survive, you can't do what you've done before, which is why I'm a big advocate of trading. Trading allows you to take bets on assets, on events, so that you can actually gain money from the knowledge that you have. Now, it's all well and good for me to talk about this abstractly, but it makes me very happy and it brings a warmth to my heart when I had an example of this in my life. My stepson, Alexander, paying attention to world news, he's growing into the man that he is. He's at the end of high school, and he decided, hey, what Tom is saying makes a lot of sense. I should use the knowledge that I'm seeing in order to make bets and trade. And he decided he was going to place a bet on Polymarket for whether or not Iran would have be attacked by U.S. Forces basically now this week. And he walked me through the thesis that he had that hey, they moved a major vessel into nearby, and whenever the United States has done this before, it usually has resulted in an attack. But the odds were very low on Polymarket, relatively speaking, at the time, and so he could place a small bet and get high rewards. And he did that. He placed that bet. And not only did he win that bet, he also at the same time said, "Hey, you know what? Let me go for a twofer here. If that's going to happen, then I'm also going to bet that the Ayatollah Khomeini is going to be deposed as leader and make an extra vig on that." And that's what he did. And that guy walked away with a smooth, crisp $80, and all it cost him was $5. Yeah, he could have bet more. He could have bet more, but 16 times your return is pretty freaking good, especially for a war he can't stop. So now instead of feeling depressed about the potential war and maybe the beginning of World War III, he feels glad
Okay.
that at least there's some upside to the pain and devastation of the world.
Upside.
Give me 1 second here. Um, I just activated a video on my computer by voice activation. I got to remember how to turn that off later on. Anyways, guys, I'm not saying you have to be happy about what happens in the world, but you should profit off of it. And that's why you're here. That's why you're on Sunday Fuel to figure out how to trade, how to make money to save you and yours. Because saving the world is hard. But in the words of Serge Leveque from the Core hit movie 2003, I can't save billions. I'm just trying to save three. Welcome to Sunday Fuel. Let's get it started.
The year is 2020. As the old financial empires collapsed and crypto drowned in noise and false prophets, one man lost everything. And in that loss, he was called. Through the wreckage of his own failure and the precision of his charts, a higher force revealed what others could not see and entrusted him with a mission to guide others through the chaos he barely survived. They call him Sacred Prophet. And now, the revelation is yours to claim.
Welcome, everyone, to Sunday Fuel for Sunday, March 1st, 2026. I am your host, Tom Sacred Prophet Hartman, joined by my first acolyte, Peter Bad Guru Hartman.
Great Scott!
Glad?
Not the world,
Upside?
Joss. Just three. Not the world. Just three. They did a callback
Not the
later on
whole
in the
world.
core.
Not the whole world.
Not the whole world, Josh. Just three. God, that movie,
I love
it
it.
works on so many layers.
Mhm.
That, In Time, Deep Impact, just great movies, great flicks. Did you
Glad?
bet on Iran being invaded?
You're saying Alex
Not
is
invaded, but attacked.
you're saying Alex is glad for the war? I don't think he's
You know what?
glad.
I didn't ask him straight out. He seemed pretty chipper.
Right. I don't think anybody's
Well, I
actually.
mean, us as millennials, right? We had at the tail end, we heard about the dot-com bust behind us. We come in, hey, things gonna be going well. How's the market collapse? Global financial crisis, Brexit, COVID, too big to fail. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. He comes from parents who had all that. Plus, he enters in COVID, Ukraine, Palestine. So he's just like, well, it's bad things all the time. Might as well make some money off of it. Do what the elites do. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying he's not making money off of it. I'm just saying I doubt he's like happy about what's going on.
Well, he's happy that it made money,
Mm.
and he would have been disappointed if Iran didn't get attacked and he lost that money. So I don't know how you want to. I don't know how you want
Let's
to play
get him
that.
on the record. Let's get him on the record. Put him on.
Let's get him on the show. Alex, come here. He's like, Alex? Who's calling me Alex?
I try not to use his real name because you're saying he's glad about war. No, thank you. Look,
He told his whole school and his teachers and all that. He's not trying to keep that stuff secret.
are you kidding me? Telling your school and teachers the same thing as telling the internet. If you tell the internet, you tell AI, and if you tell AI, you tell the future. Okay.
Peter, America did this bombing. All
Mhm.
right. Are you against the empire?
Well, I never said I'm against or for anything. I'm against
Exactly. So
outing
you're
this guy
happy
as some
about it, right?
psychopath. No, I'm not happy about it.
He's a patriot.
A
He's a
patriot of
Canadian patriot for the United States.
what? I don't think it works that way. Pretty sure it
Pretty
makes
sure
you
it
a
is.
traitor. By
No,
definition.
Canada said they stand with the United
And
States in
if
this. I
he
made
stands
sure.
with Canada, then that's good. But you can't be a patriot for America. Okay, Tom, what are we going to talk about here? Just talking about trading. We've lost half of our audience already.
I've been talking about. Well, I mean,
I'm joking.
we
I'm
want
just
to
joking.
weed out the weak. We want to weed out the weak.
All right.
Peter, remember I was talking about, hey, I totally expect the markets to fall 20% or more, minimum 20% this year.
NASDAQ, yeah.
Right. And people go, hey, how's that ever going to happen? We're making all-time highs. Everything's looking great. Silver's up. Gold is up. What are you talking about, Tom? Yeah, it's starting to look. Oh God, I'm choking on my own success. It's starting to look pretty clear that things are shakier than we think. Shakier than we think. So what I like about this sort of thing is I don't like to trade the news.
Mhm.
I don't care what the news is. I care what the chart says because the charts price in these moves. And I find them pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens on the overnight. But let's just go ahead and just take a quick look at the trade setup that we're seeing for tomorrow, because we did talk about the trade setup for Friday on After Hours. You guys can go to the Traders Post YouTube channel. That's Traders Post on YouTube, and you can see the After Hours video that Peter and I did on Friday talking about the crazy choppiness Friday that we avoided. I mean, just look at those wicks on
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Who my goodness. Who my Lanta. Wick crazy.
I
But
never knew that I had to pay attention to Wix before you mentioned it.
well, you can't really pay attention to wicks as it's happening, right?
Mhm.
Because you're in it. It's a wick, Harry. But afterwards, you look back and you go, okay, that was a sign of positive gamma. And
Mhm.
once you get like halfway through the day, actually, you can't really do that because sometimes the trend can start at 10, 12, or 2. So you never know what happens. But when you look back and you see that those wicks, you're like, okay, that was a choppy story. People lost their I was like looking at that. Looking at candles and go, someone lost their college tuition on that one and someone gained it. That's what happened. But it was a pretty flat day. So when we're taking a look at what's to come, we're going to take a look at the Nasdaq here, and we see here that we're pretty near the overnight and session VWAPs, right? They're right over here. So come 6 o'clock today, this is where the price closed. This is where it is. There's basically no trade here. We're going to clear this, and then who knows what happens after that. We're going to have to see what the market tells us.
Well, what does
And normally, what I would do is go ahead.
don't you check Bitcoin and the
That's
dollar
right.
to get a clue?
That's what I was just about to do. So for Bitcoin right now, if we want to get a hint, it gives us a hint, not always exactly, but a hint at how markets will open. what we take a look at is Bitcoin perpetual futures, how they traded from Friday market close to now. And so if we take a look at Bitcoin right now, we see that on Friday, we came here. And where are we now for the price? Right there. Basically flat, right? Because what happens here is that the levels still attract the price, right? This is I love this sort of thing, Peter. When I see it, and it's just such a textbook. We see here right on Friday. You see it on Friday, it closed, and then during Friday, we fell down over here to this daily level.
Yeah.
And then we went a little bit further to 2-hour level because we were nearby. Then after that, we moved up to this level. This is called I call this Whipsaw Saturday. I used to call it the Sideways Saturday, but I could call it Whipsaw Saturday now. What it is that Saturday very often, because you're not being affected by derivatives all over the market, or any more than than what's in crypto, you often have the price hit the daily level for that day, for Saturday. And so when I saw this drop over here, I had a very strong conviction that the price would move up to over here to this level, which is exactly what it did on Saturday. Did I get shaken out of my short? No, because this is the time frame change for Saturday night, right? This Friday night, Saturday night, and what's coming up Sunday night. And I know that around this time frame change, I'm likely to head back towards the new daily level that was created here at 64,873. So the next day, that's exactly what happened. The price came down to that area. Now we did near hit it, Peter. We hit the 2-hour over here. That's that purple line, but we didn't hit the blue one. So that gives me more confidence that now we're headed up into the daily level for Bitcoin at 66,187, and somewhere around here between 66,187 and 66,652, I'm expecting the price to come up and come down to 64,873. That's what I'm expecting. Now, what the long-term trend will be for this week will depend a lot on what we see in gold, in dollars, bonds, and volatility. So we don't know yet. The dollar is still doing that sideways move, right? We've been seeing this for a while now, where the dollar is up underneath the trend, the low end of the trend. Peter, I suspect ultimately the dollar falls, but when we're headed into potential war, it could be a major conflict. The dollar can do all kinds of crazy things. We can get a rise up that drops equities, and then it falls down as a relief rally happens. And in a time of volatility, Trump's out there talking about a third term still. Did you see this?
Well, Tom, there's a war. Not going to have elections during wartime.
Right, and then midterms are coming up, and then martial law seems like it's brewing. It's like, oh my god, it's like that could be some crazy stuff. And so ultimately, I think after the market sells off dramatically and we have a reason in order to get that pump, I think we go to all-time highs and keep climbing like really hard, like COVID level, meme coin, GameStop, the whole thing. I think that can happen. But first, we need that drop.
Right.
So we talked about it last week. Eye of the storm. Look, I said eye of the storm. Then afterwards, pre-war starts breaking out. If you don't have your bet on Taiwan being invaded by China, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
I don't know that China is going to invade Taiwan.
It just
Taiwan
needs to be a military.
is so important for the rest of the world and for America. I mean,
well, it's sort of like in the fourth turning, all the things that were brewing.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just mean like that would be major, all right? Like Russia going into Ukraine, that's something, right? That's really big. But China going into Taiwan would be like 10 times bigger than that.
Wait till America comes into Canada.
Somebody,
what am I going to do then?
Someone open up
Which
the borders.
side will I be on? Canada's.
Very convincing.
Canada side.
Very convincing. Okay, well, all right. So, You
when we're in these sideways markets,
Mhm.
when it's this uncertainty, it's sort of you got to wait and see situation. This is where I like to zoom back down when I'm trading intraday into the 50-minute and 2 hour and just trade those levels because um it's funny, like you see these drops here. Here's a classic Bitcoin drop here. When this was happening, how many people were like, I don't understand why this is happening? I thought that Bitcoin was going up because Jane Street is no longer manipulating the markets because we no longer have the 10 a.m. dump and they got a lawsuit. And so that conspiracy is done. And now we're going to go up. And where did we go? We reversed that entire move back down to the daily VWAP. So I'm sitting here looking at the Bitcoin open, see the daily VWAP over here, and I go, guys, we're going down.
Mm.
I don't care about your story. I don't care about your narratives. I don't care about any of that. And you say, but why did it go up to begin with? Why? Because we had a daily level over here, guys. We go from level to 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 level. All right. That's what's going on. That's what you bet on. And if some event shock happens, well, that's where your poly market barbell strategy comes in, and your 20% of your money goes over there in order to make sure that you can capitalize when things go awry. Other than that, just rake in the money. Not financial advice, do your own research. So Bitcoin still bearish on, and Nasdaq. I'm expecting some sideways chop, and we'll see what happens at open here. Not much to go on there. No need to belabor the point.
What does belabor mean?
Here,
Yes.
so you want a sneak peek at
Hmm?
Cast, the
Mhm.
new strategy builder that update to our Cast strategy. Or we already have a strategy builder called Cast on Sacred Profit, but I've been working on pretty significant upgrades to them.
You wanna do that
Um,
during Sunday Fuel?
well, just a little sneak peek, some of the settings,
Oh,
just a little
okay.
sneak peek.
I like it.
So if I'm upgrading, we've done some upgrades to levels and wave and a bunch of different indicators. And so within Cast, which is quickly becoming a huge strategy builder that you're going to be able to do all kinds of different things. Because once you start noticing patterns that exist within levels, within wave, and all that, you're going to want to define certain rules for how to trade this automatically. Because the holy grail here is that we get multiple automated strategies that run, and we're able to make money without even being on the charts. Like that's the dream. That's why I'm doing all this intraday trading. So I upgraded CAS in order to have the full suite of levels settings. So all the settings you normally used to with levels are now exist within it. You can also have multiple. There's 3 new types of trade entries. The CAS that's currently inside of the Sacred Profit library has time frame change because the idea here is that we're trying to enter trades on particular time frames. But now we've added it so that you can have trades that happen on the bounce off of any mitigation level. You can have it happen at session start, which means a particular type of session here for that you want to trade, and you can have it on all of them, and then you can mix and match in all kinds of different ways. So um, it's really going to allow you to have more capability to create different types of trading strategies surrounding our indicators, so that you don't have to rely on individually making setting up alerts on certain lines and certain levels in order to get what you need done. You can build it within the strategy builder, and of course, we're going to have custom settings that we're going to be giving out to people to be like, hey, these are settings we think are working very well for this asset, this time frame, this type of market. Pretty happy about it.
Pretty happy about that. Okay, so we look at the market, Bitcoin's going down. Altcoins, how are altcoins doing? Are they also going down correlated to Bitcoin?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they're going down even more than Bitcoin is, right? If you take a look at, I was looking at Sui to see what how it's really doing, like how the edge of the because Sui is actually pretty popular amongst the altcoin
Mhm.
people, but we're still down there, right? We're still down 83%. 83%. That's pretty dramatic. If you take a look at our beloved Cardano, Cardano is also down. Cardano was down peak to trough, 83% as well. But when I take a look at Knight did a nice little move up recently. Knight off of the lows that went up 37%. Pretty interesting, but still peak to trough. We are at Oh, 63, 64. Outperforming. Way to go, Knight. Way to go. But altcoins are really not the place to be right now. I want to be there. I want I want to bottom tick these altcoins, Peter. I'm not. Most of them are not going to go anywhere. I mean, they did not revive this cycle, and the only ones that are really left are the ones that like of the OGs are the ones that had community, had utility, and were actually solving the problem here. This is why I'm very excited by the Night token because I don't know if you've tried this. I've started building AI tools that are using the Night token. So like on within a blockchain, I could have a whole project on a blockchain. I've created my own tokens on the Cardano network. I've started using Midnight on the test blockchain, and yeah, you're able to have a whole system work completely privately with selective disclosure on Midnight. Super exciting, super cool. Hedera, you're getting all kinds of agentic systems where agents are paying agents to do agent shit. All right. I mean, this is pretty crazy where a bunch of the internet, it's a bunch of agents going around doing stuff, right? You're going to find people building websites for agents, not for you. Because the agents get in a budget and says, "Hey, go do this, go do this thing for me." Pretty interesting. So in the altcoin space, I'm focused entirely on utility, not on price appreciation.
Do you think this Iran situation is going to move markets, or rather, how do you think the Iran situation will affect markets tomorrow's open?
Gold up, oil up, dollar up then down. So bullish defensive stocks, bullish um, energy, all the resources that we depend on that we get from around the world that we can't easily get, well, will go up in price. That's just how it goes. When something is supply goes down, demand is still there or goes up, the price goes up, and so we can't be surprised by that. And the severity of the severity of the price moves will tell us the severity of the actual war. If this is just a little blip, nothing, and it's overblown, and we're getting propagandized or whatever, markets will barely move. If markets move dramatically and the news is sort of like, oh, downplaying it, it's way worse than you think.
Mm.
And if the moves in the market are commensurate with how it feels in the propaganda, good. But you take that for what we will. But we're here not here to try to predict the future. We're here to see what the divination tools tells us about the energy at the time of the reading. All right, Peter, that's gonna be it for me today. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. for Revelations, where we go over the trades for Monday. If you guys want to learn how to trade properly with VWAPs, with levels in a way that's repeatable, that you're going to be able to easily understand, you want to come to Revelations every single day. I don't know of any YouTube channel that does it better, that has better tools, better indicators, a better way of jumping into the markets than this. So like, subscribe, and follow because we got more to come.
If you do know a channel that's doing it better than we are, please let me know. I am looking for other opportunities. And
Silence!
No, thank you, Peter.
So you're not putting on a trade?
For another channel. Sorry?
You're not putting on a trade?
There's no trade. There's no 6 p.m. trade. So move. What can happen is that weird thing where in 2 hours, if the price moves very far away from the line, then it might do that thing where it comes back and touches it. So I might do that, but I'm not trying to be a hero here.